Alright guys, what's going on? Hey, regarding the healthcare bill, whatever. See Father Judgment's rant. He wins the prize for the best rant, I think. I want to switch topics and talk to you about something that I've been wanting to put out for a while. Many of us remember this from last year. Operation Blackjack. A slideshow story in the London Times. And before I get started, I want to make this disclaimer. I am not saying that this is going to happen. I am just making you aware that this exists. Even on the front page, on the first page you go to when you Google Operation Blackjack, on the London Times, it says clearly, Blackjack, a slideshow story. The events portrayed in this slideshow are entirely fictitious. Okay? So, I'm not trying to fearmonger, I'm not trying to panic anyone. I just want to point some things out. Now, the video I just uploaded is the full slideshow. It's 5 parts. You might need to pause the video to look at each part if it has text, because the person that put the video together had to do it within a 10-minute time limit. So, in my opinion, they did a good job. A couple things I want to point out. The rhetoric on the mainstream media in recent days regarding Iran and nuclear weapons, and if you remember a little while back, Al-Qaeda said they would launch an attack on Washington that would amaze the world. Okay, just keep in mind all of the hype about nuclear attacks. Okay, now I know Andrew has said this, that Operation Blackjack is probably just a psyop, a mindfuck, what have you. And I don't disagree. Like I said, I have no idea if this is going to happen. I hope it doesn't. But somebody put this together. Okay, I'm going to go into a few things here. I'm going to try to fit all this into one video. Regarding the slideshow. Let's see, I got several windows open here. There is, well, first of all, the cities named in Operation Blackjack the locations are London, New York, Washington, D.C., Toronto, Mexico City, Portland, and Los Angeles. And this is to take place, as far as what's depicted in the slideshow, on June 22nd. Now, it did not give a year. Many of us thought this was going to happen last year, and you remember all the Blackjack videos that were out. It didn't, thank God. And I hope to God it doesn't happen this year or any other year. But it's kind of funny that Operation Golden Phoenix, let me read to you, U.S. cities prepare for nuke in Golden Phoenix drill, June 2010. Okay, now it doesn't give a specific date in June, but I will put a link to this. U.S. cities prepare for nuclear disaster. There is going to be a drill running. Just so happens to be one of the cities is Los Angeles, where a 10-kiloton nuclear weapon is detonated. Now, we all know what happens sometimes when drills are going on. Just like the FEMA drill that was running on the morning of September 11th. Just like the London drills that were running 7/7. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Maybe nothing, but we all know some things happen when drills are going on. Not to mention, we all know this as well, and for you people who don't know this, the New World Order, the Illuminati, the people who are doing these things, they like the psyops, they like the mindfuck, they like to tell us what they're going to do before they do it. The lone gunman, just months before 9/11, plane flying into the World Trade Center. You know, the Simpsons episode with 9/11 on the cover. Many of you know what I'm talking about. So just keep that in mind. Even though this slideshow says it's entirely fictitious, I want to draw attention to one slide in particular. It's in part 4. I believe it's slide 14. I will put the link, it'll be the second link, to this particular picture. I want to read this to you. And by the way, if you go through the whole slideshow, you'll see this is probably how they're going to bring in the North American Union. We all know they want the North American Union. there's going to have to be some sort of a big event, I think, for them to get that. Again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. Please do not leave rude comments. I'm just making you aware of this. Let me read this to you. This is the citizen of the Union of North America ID card. All purchases, business, and financial transactions across the UNA must now be supported by presentation of your UNA biometric identification card. Now, they're already coming out with biometric worker identification cards, aren't they? So, you know, and this all leads to the RFID chip. If you go to part 5 of this slideshow, I'll put a link. The third link will be to the London, to the main page, and then you can go through the slideshow. But all of these slides were in the video I just posted, if you want to go back and review them. Okay. Biometric identification card. Oversight has the authority to close businesses that fail to demand sight of the card by citizens and customers. Yeah. Penalties could be unlimited jail terms. Keep in mind the Patriot Act was just renewed, probably will be renewed over and over and over again. See, there's a number of things going on right now that the general public doesn't even know about. A lot of people don't even know the Patriot Act was re-signed. You know, I'm going to speed this up. So I'll put a picture. I'll put the link to this picture with the identification card. Union of North America even has the North American Union flag. I'm not sure if that's the official flag or if that's the one that they're going to bring in. But anyway, I wanted to say something else. Part 5 of Operation Blackjack. Oh, one more thing about that slide. Pull it up. Look at the identification card. It has numbers on the front of it. This is very interesting. You know, and in the beginning it says this is entirely fictitious. If you take these numbers, you take all of these numbers, copy them, go to a Hex to String Converter. I'll put a link to a Hex to String Converter. If you convert all of the numbers on that card, the message is, this is not simply entertainment. This is not simply entertainment. That's the hex message on that card. Just something to keep in mind. I'll put all this stuff in the sidebar. Try to make it a little easier on you. But yeah, Operation Blackjack Part 5, where they talk about the RFID chip and things like that. It's just very interesting stuff. Again, I'll put all these links in the sidebar. Guys, I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is an absolute nightmare scenario. It's just kind of interesting, all of the nuclear rhetoric that they've spewed out in the past 6 months. A couple other things I wanted to say. Yeah, it talks about in Part 5 about controlling the internet. We know they want to do that. Talks about the RFID tag and how everyone is required to go see your... You'll be required. It'll be a new thing. You'll be required to get a one-time vaccination against a number of different... What are we talking about? Probably population reduction. Watch Part 5. Watch the end of the... If you don't watch the whole thing, the video I just posted, watch the last part of it. And go to this website and go and look through every Part 5 slide. Scary stuff. Now, I'm not the expert when it comes to Operation Blackjack. I know a lot of you have some different information, including how this is somehow tied to the TV show Jericho. I never really got into that show. I did watch bits and pieces of it, but it's the same scenario. Multiple city nuclear attack. So, feel free to leave comments or video responses if you guys want to make some Blackjack videos. If you have some information I didn't present, please feel free. And all we can do is hope and pray that this scenario doesn't happen. And I hope Andrew's right. I hope it's just a mind fuck. You know, I really do. But I just wanted to make you aware of this information. Check the sidebar for the information I talked about. And, you know, looks like Cap and Trade is coming up next. So we'll get ready for that, I guess. That's all I got. Everybody take care. God bless.